Welcome everybody to this town and community meeting. Agenda item 1 is apologies for absence. Received apologies from Councillor Cam Dyer. Do we have any more? No?
I'm here in body, not in spirit.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. So agenda item 2 is declarations of interest. Does anybody have any on the agenda today? I see none. So we'll move on to agenda item 3, public participation. No public? No. Okay. So agenda item 4, minutes, to approve the minutes of the Town and Community Committee meeting held on the 17th of September 2024. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, was that the event?
Comments?
Second one. Oh, the committee,
Second
yeah,
one
that's
is
right, sorry.
T&C
Yeah.
is the little one and events
Sorry,
number 2.
yeah.
Are we on events?
We got a second that I voted for.
Proposed, but if everybody has any votes, I see none. All those in favour? Thank you. And for the events minutes?
Oh, can I
just
clarify something? Oh,
Yeah.
you go ahead.
No, sorry. No, I was just going to say that we did agree at the last events meeting that we would co-opt Tracy Betteridge at this meeting to sit on the events committee.
Yeah,
you were going to say.
Yeah, exactly the same. And they came and they spoke at full council. This is the second town and community meeting since full council, but I think that this is the only one where the agenda's come out since, because I think the agenda was out before the last full council. So they did come and speak then, and was it full council? I'm sure it was. They came.
It's full council that came and spoke that.
Yeah, and then we discussed it at events. So yes, really now we're seeing too many agendas without it on, and it's starting to look a bit
It was
like
agreed
a
at events
conspiracy.
that she would be.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Don't see it.
Oh, is it?
We approve the minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, didn't see that.
Perfect, thank you. That's both of us.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll be added to the committee as soon as we approve these minutes then?
Absolutely.
Okay, all those in favour? Thank you very much.
In my defence, I wasn't at the meeting. And clearly didn't read the minutes because the agendas weren't sent out.
Agenda item 5, communications manager update. Good to see the website's coming along. Anybody have any comments and questions?
We had a discussion in the previous meeting about perhaps encouraging corporates to use the venture playground during the off period. I think that was
The adventure golf.
sorry, the original.
No, I'd like to go to the playground as well, but
Yeah.
the golf's probably a better sell.
We have age restrictions on that.
Physical or mental?
How's Hinton?
Yeah, it was just a question really about the Visit Henley guide, because I always thought that was done by the Henley Standard. When I used to do Henley and Bloom page, it always had to be sent to the Standard. So are they just not doing that anymore?
So it's been in partnership with them for a long time. It was costing a lot to create, so it's just having to rethink it totally. So I will still get them to quote on printing it, but I'll make it in-house.
Okay, and so let's not, yeah, perfect, fair enough.
Okay, any other comments or questions? I see none, so we'll move on to the town centre manager update. Looks like our vacancy rate is down again, which is always good news. We have some new business coming in, also good news. Excellent. Anybody
Christmas
else?
sponsorship is good. How does
Sponsorship
that
is
compare
good.
to last year?
We got 25,000 last year.
Yeah,
It's,
Well, not the way.
it's a bit of a tougher sell this
Yeah,
year.
it would be, yeah.
Things are a little bit
Yeah.
harder, I think, out there.
it's
So-
still not bad.
But it's still got another month to go
Yeah.
until the festival itself. So.
Yeah,
It's really good.
No, that's excellent.
yeah, brilliant.
Councillor Hunt, sorry.
So very good overall. I just have one question. Fly tipping, that's an SADC car park. Did they end up paying for it? We footbill for that? I messaged, yeah, who was it, SADC, and they said they're for us to pick it up. Excellent, thank you. Yeah. Just between the charity bins, people seem to think you can't see in that, so.
That happens on a regular basis, just now.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
I think one thing missing from there is the new business support.
Yeah, I realised I had put that on as well. Yeah, I created a business welcome pack, predominantly for new businesses entering into any lots of useful information, who to contact for various things from roads to communications or whatever it might be. And I've just received a quantity of those, which will start. I'm going to give them out to some of the newer businesses who've come since I've been working in the job.
Good idea.
Could you copy those to us?
Yeah, I did send it. I think I sent it to one. I sent you.
I actually saw one in the flesh
Yeah.
at the 3FM business
You
meeting.
did,
Showed
yeah.
the doors and open.
I'll send
Really
you
nice
the PDF
looking.
to save
Very
all copies.
nice.
Yeah,
Great.
pleased with that.
Councillor Eggleton.
On the new business pack, so I take it that's new businesses taking over premises in the town centre.
Yeah.
Is there any way of putting in there, because, I mean, we had this conversation quite a long time ago about when new businesses come in and some of them didn't even know they had to have, a waste carrier or an appointment waste carrier. And it would be if they, I suppose, if we encourage them to use or done some research to find which is the cheapest and put that in the welcome pack, and we got them all over to the same provider somewhere along the line in the future. That means that's only one truck coming in to doing all those things rather than quite a few different trucks.
Yeah. There's information on waste in there for sure.
My only concern in that is its potential for monopoly. You only advertising that's the
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
That project is in the strategic plan for delivery, just not for delivery this year, but it is in the strategic plan.
A single vendor for waste.
I say have a look at the strategic plan, but a review of commercial waste collection.
Councillor
We're
Buckingham.
missing, you've got a Mediterranean restaurant and marketplace.
Yeah.
There's another one today, wasn't there? It was Megan's and Barclays.
Yeah, that's factually incorrect.
Okay.
It's been published in error.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So this is the same one, so just.
It's another
This is a
Mediterranean
different
restaurant.
one, yes.
The name, I spoke to the landlord today, he hasn't revealed any details.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, then, thank you very much. We'll move on to 7, Group Travel, Trade, Tourism and Filming Update. Consider the update from Kim Hallett Consulting. Councillor Hoskins.
I think this is a very good report. The question I have is how do you measure the success?
I was going to ask exactly that, yeah.
And that might be things like reviewing how many buses are parked in the area, including into the station car park. It also might be talking to the owners of the premises about how many extra people they've had. We need to actually ensure that we can talk about success. Rather, and this is a great story, but it doesn't say anything about success.
Metrics in this kind of thing are very, very difficult to quantify. It's like PR, something like that, because
But we should be asking the local organisations around, are they seeing anything?
it's very subjective that as well, I would say.
It is.
I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, but this is the kind of thing which if you don't do it, you don't benefit, and if you do it, if you do it, you benefit, but you just don't really know until you. It's very difficult to quantify,
Yeah.
and I don't know what
measure there is for this, to be honest. But I know that she's doing a brilliant job. It's like having someone out there banging the drum for Henley, and not just in the UK, she's in Germany.
Agreed.
So I think it's great.
Yeah.
If I could come up with a way of measuring it, which actually meant something, I think I would do that. So
Even the bus travel, bus,
yeah, I mean, potentially the Coach Tourism Association is probably the best measure for that. And like I said, we've signed up to that recently, so we'll be able to review that at some point.
Thank you. Councillor Eggleton.
I think it's a good idea, and it is difficult to measure, but when I've done tours, you normally, if they're coming in to do something local in Henley, because the bus, you can't count the buses in there, because sometimes those buses only come in there because it's a short stop, like a tea break or something. But then, so you couldn't turn around and say there's 6 buses in there, so we've had 6 lots of people. So if you're already signed up with the tourist information thing, when they make inquiries, then you just basically put that through the system. Each time someone's made an inquiry, even if they've just made an inquiry and not come here, you know that system's working.
I mean, I was just going to say this. I mean, this hasn't been going for that long, has it?
No.
So I mean, this is going to take a while to gather pace, I think. And I think with most things in Henley, we only get to hear when things aren't going right. Like, it's empty, no one's in the high street. I think in time, I mean, I agree. The report is very good, very well written, and I think I think we'll, give it some time. I think we'll know just from being in Henley, just from all of us talking to people, speaking to people in the hotels, the restaurants. You get a feel, when things are happening, when it's buzzing a bit, and tourism is higher than normal. So, apart from the obvious times when it's regatta or literary festival, whatever.
I mean, this is always going to be a sort of 6-month experiment for us anyway. So, Councillor White.
Yeah, I'd like to say the report is a very good one. It's very helpful to see it. I think we asked for it last time, and it's nice. It's good to see Ken Hargreaves, and it's interesting to see the variety of activities that she's involved in, which I think is wider than I'd realised she was going to be able to do. So those are all good. As I said, I was going to ask how do we work out whether this is actually benefiting the town or not. And as you say, I think it's near impossible to manage. You can do surveys which say what caused you to come here, and then they might give the answer, but who do you survey and how do you go about doing that? You just mentioned, Mr. Chair, that it's just a 6-month experiment, and that time must be about coming up to completion. Are we going to see a submission for a continuation of this?
I definitely want to continue this, and I would probably look at the economic development budget to continue with that. I think she's only just really getting started. And we've also got an event which we're going to attend, a tourism event in February at Wembley. Plus a tour operator. I think it'd be good to continue this.
Yeah, we are drawing up the budget currently, and so I don't think I saw it specifically in the budget, but it might have been a separate line.
Well, just in economic development.
Right.
Councillor Dodds.
I did share this with some of you, but a few days ago, a bunch of Americans were coming down West Street, and they were on. I started chatting to them. Anyway, they've been up to Flower Park. They've been to your brother's pub, and they were doing the Beatles tour, which included Flower Park, your brother's pub. They came into the town. Lots of them went in to have coffee, and some went to Starbucks, and some went to yes, that one there. And then others went down to the churchyard to see where Dusty was buried. And then they were all going to meet up in half an hour with the coach person who was English, and drive up to Liverpool. And I was very surprised. I've never seen this happen in Henley at all, but I just thought that I can see more of this, really. Yeah, very much so.
That's good. I saw them as well.
I mean, they could have, if we'd known they were coming, we could have brought them into the town hall. So this person, whoever's organising it from America, and they were flying back from Manchester. If she can discover who's doing this, we could make it much more of an experience, really, couldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Out of interest, do we have anything in the public domain which talks about not only Friar Park, but also your point about your brother's pub, which I wasn't aware of? Should we actually be publicising it?
Well, they all knew that that's where George.
I know, but they might have been told. Do we have anything in the public domain that people can say, oh, that's interesting?
We do. There was that article Daisy put out not long ago that was about filming locations that have been
There's
used.
a
Yeah.
page on Visit Any website
Yeah.
in the spotlight, which shows all famous links with town filming locations, people that are here. Yeah. So any other stories, do send them, we can add them.
And the other link in Harrison, of course, is the cinema. And there is a photo there as well. So, you know, there's more for them to see here,
Yeah.
really, because we know that they could even stay
definitely.
here.
And also in the Adventure Golf, we have the George Harrison
That's
pretzel
true, yes.
guitar hole.
Yes, so there's much more
Several
of
down there as
them
well.
to experience, really.
Okay, last one. Councillor Overton?
Yeah, the it was Trish that used to do a lot of stuff ages ago. And we had coach loads coming from all over the place. So it was something that was linked into obviously places to go. So I don't know which bus company or whether it was the same bus company all the time, but I used to take out at least once or twice a month for tourism coming in from different places. And today I took out 17 lot keepers out on a tour today around Henley,
Okay.
which covers Friar Park and the different pubs around Henley. But believe it or not, the most visitors that come to Henley don't always come for the history, which Henley's got a lot of history. They come from Midsummer Murders.
Right, thank you. So we're going to move on now to agenda item 8, finance, pages 17 to 19.
One question.
Councillor Buckley?
Got a stock adjustment for a higher value than the number of sales. Is there any, is it worthwhile discussing?
Sorry, John, quite.
Where's that?
On your merchandising less expenses on the management account, page 17, we've got a stock adjustment which was higher than the sales. So somewhere along the line, we've obviously either had out of date stock, or there's been a stock count, or there's been damage or something.
I just assumed it had been bought and not sold yet.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Stock adjustment. It's not
So-
a purchase, that's an adjustment to say we had this and we've got that. It's not. a
Oh,
purchase.
right, okay, sorry.
It's not a purchase.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So say, so stock usually only hits the INE once something is sold. So when you buy the stock, it just goes to the balance sheet. So you have a reduction in cash, but then you've got an increase in stock. But then when that stock is sold, then the expenditure goes to the INE along with the income. But yes, but I would need to double check with Mercedes what that means. With that. But-
It's just the words, I mean, it may well be that that's what it is and suddenly with whatever else, but if if it's a stock adjustment, I saw that as being, we've actually done a stock count and we've adjust the stock as opposed to we've bought some and it's, we've got inventory, but we haven't got any sales yet.
My hunch would probably be that we're talking about either very old inventory or
That's what I was thinking.
because there's been
Yeah.
a big change around
Yeah,
or
that's
just
what I was-
evaluation or something like
That's
that.
what I was thinking.
That is purely a guess, yeah.
Any other comments on the accounts? I see none, so we'll move on to item 9, which is budget. we are actually investigating. What was that?
What needs investigating?
Yeah, what is investigating?
So with the market income, that is looking more, so that, at the moment, that's a rough estimate, but I think it's a case of looking in more detail about exactly how many stores we have, each week, paying how much money, so that we can get a much more detailed forecast for the year. So the figure will not, is there or thereabouts, but it would be better to have more
So we're going to say
scientifically calculated.
But it isn't going to shift much from the 50K.
No.
That's all right.
The next one in red is under crime and social behaviour expenses. It is with regret, mainly due to budgetary pressure, that after the VFM meeting that was just held, so apologies, you won't have seen any minutes because they haven't been sent around to anyone yet, that it is recommended we drop the PCSO funding.
Okay.
Councillor Reisman, I don't know if you would like to say anything as you were chairing the meeting.
Yes, we'd taken one or two decisions in the meeting just before this one, which updates these figures. And yeah, we took the view that for the reasons May has alluded to, financial pressures suggest we should cease funding the PCSO, and that will save 18,500.
I could add something to that.
Have that, please.
So to confirm, this will naturally directly affect the amount of policing in Henley, as that is made completely separate of whatever funding the town council gives. So, yeah, as far as I'm aware, it wouldn't affect the policing levels in Henley.
Yeah, the actual coverage we get
Yeah.
shouldn't be affected. We don't control or in any way in any meaningful way influence the way PCSOs are deployed.
But
We
it
don't-
might be, sorry, if they're getting less money.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure though, we just assume that,
They aren't able to provide us any data,
no.
which is unfortunate. But some figures I was looking into is that the budget for Thames Valley Police is £500 million a year, which is 250 times our budget. It's also true that they take more than twice the share of council tax that we do. So given that we are under such extreme budget pressures at the moment, it just makes pragmatic sense, I think, because the amount of money for Thames Valley Police, it's a drop in the ocean.
Yeah,
But for us, it could help us balance the budget
yeah.
without making any noticeable difference to policing as far as we can determine.
Okay.
Councillor Middleton?
If we decided on to go ahead and take this out of the budget, later on we found that it was affecting the way the policing works in it, could that then be reinstated?
No, don't see why not. Yes, could, yeah. We could decide to reverse this decision next year. Councillor Buckley?
We had, prior to the police election earlier this year, we had somebody quite senior come and talk before council. I'd be very interested to know what his perception would be at whether or not providing half pay PCSO would actually cost, because that's really, we should have this person plus more. And if he's going to come here and talk, then we need to see it backed up. We should not be paying for our policing, and we should not be threatened with a lesser service because we're not going to fund it by 18.5 grand.
No, I think, is it true we are the only parish council that's paying this money? South Oxfordshire.
I have heard that asserted before, yes.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard that, it might be a rumour, but I'm pretty sure it's just us.
We're the only parish council paying it, and it's 18.5 grand versus £500 million.
And it just goes into the general pot to be distributed around the Thames Valley.
Because we were never able to control where they were.
No, we weren't. They won't give us figures on that either.
And we did request for those.
We did. We have had discussions with last year. Okay, any other comments on the budget? Seeing none, I think we should approve this.
Sorry, so are we agreeing to take it out as per recommendation from
Yeah, all those in favour of the VFM recommendation to remove the PCSO from the budget?
Yes, but are we doing this on the basis of no minute meeting?
Sorry?
This is being done on the basis of no minute, we haven't got a minute, we haven't got any minutes, you've got verbal update.
No, you don't need to have them instead. It's, you're considering it in its own right. So you're not considering the recommendation from VFM, you're just considering it as a motion.
Okay.
We're deciding to agree with VFM, not that we're approving their
Well,
recommendation.
this is an old conversation we've been having for quite a long time now, so.
I'd be interested afterwards. What I'm concerned about is this being, well, do we have to pass it? Because this isn't on the agenda at the minute.
Well, the budget is.
Budget is, okay, so this is the budget for next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which will come up through
We're
finance and will be voted on separately.
So the thing to bear in mind, this is still just a draft budget. You still get to see it at the next round of committee meetings. And then it still goes to FSM and full council
So we'll only
as
vote
well.
on
Okay.
the
So
budget.
this is just to vote to amend the draft budget.
Yes, in which case I'm fine.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm
all those
okay
in
with that.
favour then?
Cheers for
Thank you very
clarification.
much. That's Gary, thank you. Item 10, progress. Try not to spend too long talking about this. But if anybody had any particular updates or comments or questions?
The only one sorry. The only last thing is that I had a walk down this afternoon, this evening, I couldn't see anybody on the bridge. I applied 6:10, 6:15 today. Lights are working okay. Duke
Oh, the
Street,
current
yeah,
roadworks?
Yeah, so the only bridge in repairs, is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about progress reports.
Yes, progress reports were just on.
I can update on the Hanging Bridge repairs.
Okay.
So we were told by OCC that the repair is going to take place between 9:30 and 3:30. However, it looks like the lights are now 24/7. We got in touch with Highways to query it, and they said that there was a last-minute decision taken, and they didn't consult or inform us about it. That instead, they were going to run the lights 24/7 in order to reduce the amount of time taken on the repairs from 2 weeks to 1 week. But that was on the proviso that the lights were manned 24/7 and monitoring traffic flow, which hasn't happened. The officer who from OCC who's dealing with it is going down there this evening to look at the situation and is going to report back to us.
Councillor Eggleton.
While we're talking about paving, is just Duke Street, top end of Duke Street, as you're coming up to the town centre, they've taken up those stones, and that's the Thames Water, I think it is. They put a new water main in there. They've taken up the stones and they've not put the slabs back down. They've put concrete back down and marked it out so it looks like slabs. And they've actually marked it out so it looks like slabs. So someone needs to go down there and have a word with them and say, you need to put the slabs back, because otherwise it's going to stay like that. And that's what we get all the time with these contractors that come out. They just put tarmac down, or if you look in where BT dug up through the cobbles, they put that back in concrete and then made them look like cobbles. So that's what we're getting all the time. They should replace what are town. Otherwise, it's just going to be mix and match all around the town. And perhaps we could do a guided tour of uneven pavements.
Poor quality repairs. Yes, perhaps not. Okay. Councillor Hunt.
A couple of quick ones on Marlock Footbridge. Firstly, the new MP has written to the Environment Agency and has been as helpful as they can be on this. Has also received a similarly disappointing reply to councillors Garishak and myself. I've also been in touch with Lord Lee of Hurley, Life Peer in the House of Lords, who has also written with me to the Environment Agency regarding Temple, for the bridge being closed. Obviously, we are without a Thames path either side of Henley.
That's right.
One last question I was asked by a constituent. When the bins outside Boots will come back. They were
Bins
picked
outside
up.
Boots.
Yeah, they were public bins, as I put, were put down and then they were taken away again, and they were taken away last week.
Yeah. I can update you on that. We took delivery of the larger bins, so we had the single bins a little while ago. And they were in the depot waiting to be taken to be installed. And it rained very heavily. And it showed that the paint wasn't, there was something wrong with the paint because it all blistered on one of them. So we sent them back.
So the bin that was there was taken away because it was a smaller bin.
The bin was broken. It was smashed. Someone had smashed the door up.
Okay.
So yeah, it will be replaced, but there'll be a delay of a few weeks until we get our nice new bins back. They look great, but they're tantalisingly close to installing that.
It will have been a smaller bin.
So we're just going to have that.
Okay. Your questions, Councillor Riceman?
The town steering group did meet last Monday.
Yeah.
And minutes will be sent to this committee for its next meeting. The meeting was primarily to consider the output from the previous meeting with the NHS senior stakeholders and to guide any questions that we wanted to ask of them at the meeting that we then held with the Integrated Care Board, OCC, on Friday. We had received some information, we had an interesting discussion, they've agreed to provide some more information, and I'll provide more details in a report to the town steering group, which I'll attach to the minutes when they go out to the committee shortly. We did not make much progress on the restoration of the 7 beds at Shorten Court or the justification for the reduction of step-down beds across South Oxfordshire and Oxfordshire as a whole. That continues to be a point of discussion. Councillor Gavashak's proposal to the OCC full council will be taking place, I think, next week. I can't remember the exact day. He's, I think this is his 5th attempt, and he's first on the agenda this time. So it's hard to see how it won't be discussed. But I will believe it when I see it.
He keeps being filibustered, doesn't he?
Yes, he's been lower down the agenda. He now is first on the agenda, and so we hope to be able to at least get consideration of this issue of the beds and how they work. The MP I've been in contact with, and he is arguing that there should be a 1-year review of those beds. We would prefer to see the consultation that should have been held, but a 1-year review may be the best way forward now. But Freddie has agreed to try and attend the next steering group meeting if we held it on Friday, which is his constituency day.
Right.
He is cooperating and being helpful, I think, as people are finding in a number of different areas, and so we thank him for his various interventions, including the one towns.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Right. If there's nothing else, meeting closed. Thank you very much, everybody.